I can't make it up. At dinner last night, I'm not gonna go into deep. I don't really know. How about that?
Right.
One thing I don't know is that my sister never tells me our personal relationship business.
Mm-hmm.
But what I know is I left y'all last night. We went to Brooklyn Chop House. She treated 10 grown men to dinner. And I woke up in the morning and my phone was going crazy. And they was like, yo, look what's going on. I'm like, what the?
How do you manage that between your bro and
I mean,
I don't even know how to manage that. Well, yeah, this is a hard situation because of him, she made me love him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I really love him. You know what I'm saying? That's my goddaughter's father.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole bunch of, I'm like I try to tell you, I'm old school morals and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like with me, it's like, damn, like I'm the godfather.
Mm-hmm.
These people pass away, I raised the baby. I don't like none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hip-hop tensions have erupted once more, this time including professional boxer Clarissa Shields, Papoose, and Remy Ma. The story started when Papoose publicly chastised Fat Joe for supporting Remy Ma in a social media argument. Even though Fat Joe claimed to be impartial, his backing of Remy Ma infuriated Papoose, who then demanded that Fat Joe refrain from interfering in family affairs and keep his thoughts to himself. Even though Papoose and Remy had been at odds for weeks, things took a different turn when it was discovered that Papoose had been messaging Clarissa Shields late at night, frequently dozing off while holding his phone. Screenshots collected by Rye, Massachusetts, show that Clarissa was annoyed because Papoose refused to stop talking to her even when she asked him to. Remy Ma, on the other hand, was incensed about how she thought Papoose and his wife were handling her. Tensions have only increased over the past year, and the drama is now visible to the general public. Clarissa called the incident slander, claiming that incorrect information about her and Papoose was being spread online to harm her reputation. On Instagram, Remy reacted angrily, demanding that Papoose own up to his mistakes and cease the harassment. Papoose remained mostly mute during the story, periodically soothing Clarissa about the circumstances while simultaneously making fun of Remy, casting doubt on her beauty and creating more confusion. Remy turned to her father and PR team for help as she became more worried about the bad press, particularly in light of Clarissa's impending documentary. Remy added to the mayhem by accusing Papoose of manipulating her, threatening her, and bringing up past issues. Even though they were incarcerated at one point, Papoose and Remy stayed in touch after getting married in an effort to restore their reputation as a hip-hop power couple. However, Clarissa's involvement exacerbated matters by publicly criticizing Remy on social media and reminding her that she was self-sufficient and uninterested in gaming. According to reports, the argument started when Remy declined to face Clarissa physically, claiming that she didn't need to use violence to establish herself. Papoose allegedly attempted to manipulate the story by requesting money from Remy associates.
And I woke up in the morning and my phone was going crazy and they was like, yo, look what's going on. I'm like, what the?
How do you manage that between your bro and your sis?
I don't even know how to manage that. Well, yeah, this is a hard situation because of him, she made me love him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I really love him. You know what I'm saying? That's my goddaughter's father.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole bunch of, I'm like I try to tell you, I'm old school morals and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like with me, it's like, damn, like I'm the godfather.
Mm-hmm.
These people pass away, I raised the baby. I don't like none of that shit. You know?
Putting personal information online and trying to place the blame on her. In the end, Papoose's actions made everything worse. While denying any misconduct in relation to Remy's charges, he publicly accused her of being narcissistic, a bad mother, and unduly preoccupied with social media drama. He persisted in criticizing her and portraying her as the toxic party, even after she shared a Christmas Day photo with Remy, her kid, and her new partner. There are currently no indications that the drama will ease down. With Papoose, Remy Ma, and Clarissa Shields involved, fans are keeping a careful eye on every development because they know the next episode might be even more explosive. Papoose has been called egotistical and dishonest by Remy Ma, who has pointed out that his statements are wholly untrue. Papoose maintains that she's been making up some incidents, most notably that Remy knocked someone out, even though Remy spent Christmas at home with their daughter the year before. He claims that the purported incident never took place. The man finds it puzzling that Remy keeps promoting this untrue story, since he wasn't even physically involved. Papoose accuses Remy of lying about spending the night with a new lover, believing that she's taking advantage of the situation for her personal gain. In addition, he claims that she has a gambling addiction and is attempting to put financial pressure on him to complete their divorce. Remy is angry and frustrated and isn't holding back. She keeps criticizing Papoose for his lying and manipulation while claiming to be a loving mother who looks out for her family. She questions how many friends and family members have been harmed or duped by his actions over the years, and is quite outraged that false information about her has proliferated. Even Fat Joe, who has always admired Papoose due to his friendship with Remy, acknowledged that he doesn't want to become embroiled in their marital problems. To be honest, I don't need to know the specifics. He said that my sister doesn't tell me about her private affairs, but after last night, I was adamant about keeping my distance. Fans are keeping a close eye on this high-profile drama as the tension between Papoose and Remy shows no signs of abating. Papoose recently brought up the Brooklyn Chop House, where Remy Ma surprised and confused 10 grown men by treating them to dinner. His phone was overflowing with messages the following morning, and he was wondering what had happened. Papoose acknowledges that the situation is tricky since he's torn between his loyalty to Remy and Fat Joe. "He's really important to me," he said. "It's messy with family ties and all these emotions, but he's the father of my godchild." He even told Fat Joe how frustrated he was with the way things were going. Papoose, who was brought up with conventional values, feels uncomfortable with the way things are going right now. Fat Joe, on the other hand, was upset about Papoose's treatment of Remy throughout the years, claimed emotional abuse and gaslighting. Eventually, Remy shared her perspective on Instagram stories, describing how a heated disagreement in the garage had interrupted their home's pool restoration. The job could not be completed since workers had even contacted the police during the altercation. Even though she wasn't present for every incident, she supported her account with receipts of texts and conversations with Fat Joe. In response to the drama, Papoose not only made an effort to reconcile with Fat Joe, but also chastised him for his actions by making fun of his weight. When Fat Joe brought up the Brooklyn Chop House incident in an interview and highlighted how much Remy enjoyed it, he even spent hundreds of dollars there without Papoose present. The issue became more heated when Remy suggested that people were keeping a tight eye on Papoose's every action and that he might have friends who would intervene if things got out of hand. What do you think?
But talking about Remy and Papoose's argument in public, did Fat Joe go too far, or were both sides exaggerating the circumstances? Do you believe that they are equally to blame for the ongoing drama? As this story develops, leave a comment with your opinions and check back for additional updates. Drama is nothing new in the hip-hop world, but the current incidents surrounding Papoose, Remy Ma, and Fat Joe have elevated the situation to a whole new level. What started as a simmering conflict on social media has developed into a full-fledged tale of allegations, miscommunications, and furious altercations. In the midst of circulating rumors regarding Remy Ma's purported infidelity, Papoose has decided to speak up and retaliate against Fat Joe. Both insiders and fans are left wondering who is speaking the truth and what actually happened behind closed doors. It all began when Papoose and Remy Ma's longtime pal Fat Joe appeared to take sides in their continuing argument. Despite his claims to be impartial, his remarks and activities on social media gave the impression that he was not. Papoose, who was well known for his conservative values and protective disposition, did not tolerate what he saw as meddling in personal family affairs. When the rapper confronted Fat Joe and questioned his allegiance and motives, it was clear that he was frustrated. According to reports, Papoose stated, "Family comes first, and when you cross lines, you have to be held accountable." When copies of text messages started making the rounds online, the situation got more intense. These communications purportedly showed Papoose messaging professional boxer Clarissa Shields late at night, sometimes nodding off in the middle of a discussion. Remy Ma reportedly became enraged over what she perceived as Papoose and his wife's rude actions. The private quarrel became a public spectacle as the already simmering tension quickly increased. Fans were analyzing every comment, tweet, and oblique allusion. On social media, Remy Ma shared her viewpoint on Instagram stories. She described how a furious quarrel in the couple's garage, which was so strong that employees were forced to call the police, had interrupted the couple's pool refurbishment. She provided screenshots and documents to support her statements, showing that she had made an effort to handle situations appropriately and gently. On the other hand, Papoose seemed to be deflecting at first, trying to keep things amicable with Fat Joe while also criticizing Remy Ma. Fans were perplexed by the divergent stories and wondered who was telling the truth. The Brooklyn Chop House incident became a central topic in the discussion, adding yet another level of intricacy. Papoose apparently found it puzzling that Remy Ma had dinner at the upscale place with 10 older men. His phone reportedly exploded with texts, leaving him perplexed and wondering what had happened. Instead of being a joyous gesture, the supper turned into another source of conflict. Papoose acknowledged that he was divided between his allegiance to his marriage, Remy Ma, and his close friend, Fat Joe. The emotional struggle highlighted the complex dynamics of partnerships in the public view. It didn't help that Fat Joe was involved in the saga. Despite his continued regard for Papoose and Remy, his public remarks fueled rumors. During interviews, he alluded to private events like Remy Ma's trip to the Brooklyn Chop House. Papoose, who was already irritated by the circumstance, perceived this as an unwarranted escalation and a betrayal of trust. Insiders acclaimed that Papoose confronted Fat Joe head-on, voicing his dissatisfaction and demanding that family affairs be kept secret. In the meantime, there was intense debate about the supposed cheating. Papoose disputes rumors that Remy Ma was unfaithful. Fans are finding it challenging to distinguish fact from fiction due to the accusations fueled by social media discussion and selective leaks. Each side has accused the other of being dishonest, deceit, and deception, transforming what could be a private marital conflict into a major public drama. Another level of complexity was introduced by Clarissa Shields' involvement. Her relationships with Papoose were closely examined because she was a notable athlete and public figure. Screenshots purportedly revealed conversations and late-night communications that Remy Ma believed were inappropriate. In a public response, Clarissa acknowledged that she had been contacted and engaged in discussions that increased tension while rejecting any malicious intent. Fans praised the story that Papoose, Remy, and Clarissa built as untidy but unavoidable. Remy Ma expressed her frustration without holding back. She publicly accused Papoose of being narcissistic, manipulative, and dishonest.
Fans are finding it challenging to distinguish fact from fiction due to the accusations stoked by social media discussion and selective leaks. Each side has accused the other of being dishonest, deceit, and deception, transforming a potentially private marital conflict into a major public drama. Another level of complication was introduced by Clarissa Shields' involvement. Her relationships with Papoose were closely examined because she was a well-known athlete and public figure. Screenshots purportedly revealed conversations and late-night communications that Remy Ma thought was improper. In a public response, Clarissa acknowledged that she had been contacted and engaged in discussions that increased tension while rejecting any malevolent intent. Fans praised the story that Papoose, Remy, and Clarissa built as untidy yet unavoidable. Remy Ma expressed her annoyance without holding back. She publicly accused Papoose of being narcissistic, manipulative, and dishonest. She questioned how many of her friends and relatives had been harmed by his acts and claimed that he had disseminated false information about her. She also talked about financial coercion, saying that during their continuing divorce processes, Papoose had tried to put financial pressure on her. These charges depicted a very tense relationship where feelings were running high and both parties felt misrepresented and misunderstood. Discussions concerning the role of social media in contemporary relationships have also been rekindled by the story. The disagreements between Papoose and Remy Ma, which are now extensively reported, demonstrate how easily private issues can become public storylines. Commentators and fans argue over whether influencers like Clarissa Shields should be dragged into disputes that were never theirs in the first place, and whether the exposure is fair or exploitative. Critics contend that the ongoing inspection exacerbates already strained relationships. Fat Joe continues to exercise caution as Papoose defends his actions and explains his viewpoint. He has stated that he does not want to become involved in marital conflicts, recognizing the complexity of the issue and stressing his respect for all parties. Fans have continued to speculate and analyze every exchange despite his remarks, which have fueled the flames. For her part, Remy Ma has strengthened her story. She has provided evidence to back up her statements through interviews, tales, and Instagram postings, maintaining that she has always acted honorably. Her admirers commend her for being open and accountable to Papoose. The balance between individual responsibility and public perception has never been more tenuous, notwithstanding critics' claims that social media drama has turned small arguments into significant public spectacles. A complex web of relationships, loyalty, and personal history is at the center of this play. Remy Ma and Papoose have a long musical and familial history together. A trusted friend to both, Fat Joe is faced with the challenging task of balancing divergent allegiances. On the other hand, Clarissa Shields inadvertently joins the story. Her interactions are examined for any hidden significance or purpose. Each action, post, or comment has the potential to increase tensions, making resolution a sensitive and difficult task.